Pitch in the Zone, a weekly gathering of coaches who help one presenter with a 3-minute pitch. Our coaches include Nathan Gold, Scotty Spurson, Rick Pollack, Massimo Peroncelli in Thailand, and Michael Marchak, who, by the way, will also do a very interesting event next Monday, an event specifically for companies, startups who are looking for angel investment. Michael is an angel investor himself, and he will share with you what it takes to get his attention and the attention of his colleagues. And with that, I want to welcome back into Pitch in the Zone, Debbie Krusik. Debbie will be pitching her company Teckedin. Debbie, welcome back to Pitch in the Zone.
Thank you very much.
Your target audience for today?
I would say it's business executives that use technology and need to have information. So I guess anyone that's involved in business technology or works in a business.
Excellent, excellent. Well, with that, Debbie, take a deep breath, get your slides ready if you do want to present with slides, and take it from here whenever you are ready.
Okay. So let me just make this full screen, make sure you can see this. Can you see that first screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wonderful.
Good.
All righty, I'm ready to start then. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share with you Teckedin. Did you know there are over 500,000 software and IT service companies in the US alone? And on LinkedIn, they show they have over 1 million chief information officers and over 13 million IT managers. So what do the two have to do with each other? Well, those millions of technology executives need to stay up on technology for their companies and their jobs, but they are constantly being bombarded by vendors for their time and their personal information. And on the solution side, many vendors struggle to get their solutions and services known as they compete with paid ads and companies with deeper resources. This is why I created Teckedin. I've had my own company for over 28 years, and I wanted to build something that was more helpful for both buyers and sellers of technology, and even playing field of sorts. Teckedin is built as a self-service knowledge base. So let me give you a quick look. This is our website. It is totally open. We have tech news, analysis, weekly tech snippets, webinars, tech jobs. And when you click on content, a lot of our lists are done in a kind of like a table format, and they're totally sortable. And every piece of content is categorized by a business technology. Now, the big difference about our site is usually when you go to a website, they want you to stay there. They want you to click, see as many pages as you can because it builds up their metrics. And most importantly, they want you to give up their personal information at some time so they can get you on their mailing list. We're the opposite. What we do is we're kind of like your home base. You come here first, we give you a little tip, a little bit of snippet of what the story is about. So when you do click on content and you leave our site, you at least know you're going somewhere that has something of interest to you. And then you come back to our site again. So we're like your home base every morning, giving you all this good information and protecting your privacy. So that is our site. Now, in closing, I just wanted to give you a couple of testimonials. Love your website, fabulous resource. Thank you for making this all available for free. Amazing effort. And this one made me laugh. Awesome sauce. So I really appreciate your time today, and I hope you will log in or not log in. We don't have any logins. I hope you will try our site today and share it with your friends and family that are involved in technology. Thank you.
Very good, very good. Debbie, I loved your energy in the very beginning. And you pulled it through. I mean, your energy, your voice, it was fabulous. I can tell you attended a few of these Pitch in the Zone events up to now. Can you stop sharing the screen? I know I can do it from my side, but I never find this feature. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, and you weren't aware of it, and that didn't stop you. I didn't want to stop you because I wanted to see whether I still can make sense of your pitch without seeing your demo. But for some reason, Zoom didn't pick up when you changed from the slides to the browser. It didn't pick that one up. And I let you go because number one, this can happen in real life. And number two, I really wanted to see whether I can still follow and get an image of what you are presenting. And I did. So that was actually pretty well done. So let me open the round of feedback today. I'm just going to go along the people on my screen with Rick starting out. Rick, what kind of feedback do you have for Debbie?
Okay, Debbie, I like the energy. I think the comment before, you were very relatable. You had the excitement about it. When you started with your introduction, when you were talking about 500,000 people and they needed to stay up on tech, and then you said that's why I created Teckedin. But I think you could get a little more of on your why. Is people are bombarded with information, but if you can give a specific example of what a missed opportunity would be, I think that will help, because so many people they're getting this information, but if you can give an example of what people actually missing, what's the cost of not being able to get that information or just being overwhelmed with too much information, I think that will make it more powerful. Just making that problem a little more in the forefront, more of what, this is a real problem. If you miss this information, all these missed opportunities or missed business. So I think you could do that. I like the part about not collecting that personal information, protecting your privacy, and also that it could be a home base every morning. I think another thing that you want to mention though is you've got to have a business model. It's free to everyone, but how are you supporting this? How are you making money? Even though you're not trying, this is not an investor pitch. I think that really needs to get in, so people are going to know that you have a revenue source coming in, so you can maintain this. You can get that information. You can improve that website. You can make it easier for these people to get information, or just the information that they need while still protecting their privacy. So I think a little bit more on your business model in that is going to help people say, yeah, she's going to be there in another 3 years, another 5 years, because she's got some support on that. So those are my comments, but I really liked it, Debbie. Great job.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you very much, Rick. As always, valuable feedback. I'm sure Debbie will take it to heart and improve her current version even more. Massimo, what kind of feedback do you have for Debbie today?
Yes, thank you. Well, Debbie, as Claudio mentioned already, we couldn't see the live video of the website, but I was actually able to totally understand and visualize in my mind what you were talking about. So even without the video, it was good. So congratulations on that. And as you know, for my two small things, one in the first slide, you have a big number, the 500,000 companies, IT companies in the States. And then you said two other kind of wow numbers, right? But they were not in the slide. So I would suggest maybe just to put those three numbers without explanation, because you are doing the talking, right? So you see 500, 500,000, and then 20,000, whatever, just to give more kind of wow effect and then explain those numbers maybe. The second thing, since sometimes I do use your website, I know there is you can download a PDF with all the let's say feed of the news. So to me, that's a great feature that you can actually embed into your pitch, saying you have no time, whatever, just go there, download the PDF. You can read it at your own pace, and then you can just click on the links and you can read whatever you need. So I think that's a nice feature that you can mention in the because as you said, people, all the website, they try to keep you on their website, but you can tell them, not even less than that. We give you the PDF and then you just click on the links and we are done. So I think that's a great feature that you can advertise on the pitch. So
Thank you,
overall, yep, great pitch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice, thank you, Massimo. And moving right along to Nathan.
Okay, thanks for keeping on coming back, Debbie. This is clearly an indication of how iteration works. And if people would just do it more out loud, not only to themselves in front of a mirror, or though I never do that anyway, or just out loud with themselves, even recording it and watching it, there's no better pressure to feel than when you come up in front of real eyeballs like you do with the presenter zone here with pitch in the zone, sorry. And so this is just to compliment you for keep on coming back, whether you keep on coming back here or just using the same approach when you go out to work with other people as well. So I want to start with your microphone. What type of microphone are you using?
It is, let's see, it's a little guy like this. We can't see it, but it's a ONN.
Okay. It just sounds a little bit, I mean, we can get better sound from you. And then when you have better sound, you'll come across as more compelling, more interesting. We'll pay attention more. In the online world right now, it is mostly about your voice. So we can maybe have a follow-up. You know, you can get a little lapel mic like Claudio has on his shirt there for 20 bucks, 30 bucks, or you can go higher end, $50 or $150 for a higher end USB mic. But even just a lapel mic would give you better transmission of all those beautiful words you're putting together and your voice and the energy and everything that's going with it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'd like you to add something when you say 28 years in business. It was like 28 years is a good number, but I'd like to hear maybe one sentence or an anecdote about those 28 years. In those 28 years where I have worked with blah, 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 innumerable numbers of IT professionals and, you know, bring it back to your core offering. Talked about the missing of the website already. That's good. And you didn't know. So even if you did know, there's no need to panic, because when you're in the midst of something like this with real people, whether it's us or real investors or real customers, if the tech starts going wrong, just go with it. Just let it go. Yep. For some reason, the text just broke. So I'll just keep on going and just keep on going. Okay. Good job. When you say you are the opposite, I'd like to know more about what you mean by that. That feels like a real hook in terms of what you're providing versus all the other things people are trying to get to the IT professionals and so forth. So I'd like to know more about that, perhaps. And Massimo's mentioned about the PDF and let them have it. That's really good. Make it easy for them to get the content. Perhaps even have a mailing that goes out like Claudio does with Pitch in the Zone, that every Monday they get the PDF, but that means they have to sign up and it's another kind of newsletter thingy. But maybe they can opt in and get a mailing once a week or once a day or however frequently they want it. Last thing is your no logins. I think that is a key thing to bring out, because if I don't have to log in, if I don't even have to give you my personal information, then you're living up to the fact that, oh, you're not another one trying to trick me into giving you my information. So I'd make a little bit more hay about that instead of just a mention at the end. Well done on timing, by the way.
Thank you very much, Nathan.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Nathan. And moving along to Scotty. Scotty, what kind of feedback do you have for Debbie?
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. It was great. There was good energy, which we all appreciate and have acknowledged. One thing I just want to mention about energy in our voices and the up and down tones, that sometimes if there's too much up at the end of a statement, it almost sounds like a question. And the energy is good, but you also want to listen for the deeper tones as well, because that often implies a little bit more seriousness. And you got to more of that when you started to talk about your own experience. The beginning was up, up, up. This is what we do. This is what we do. This is what we do. But then I'm sort of waiting for more, as opposed to this is what we do. And this is how we can help you. and I'm happy to talk to you separately about that too. Just a little bit more play with the deeper tones, I think would be helpful for you, and a little bit more pausing around some of that. I thought I only heard self-service knowledge space one time. Maybe you said it more than that, but I only recognized it once. And I think if this is like a daily briefing, right? Because Microsoft is putting that out right now, because I use that. And the home base analogy I thought was terrific. But getting to what Rick and Nathan were saying, giving a little bit more about your experiences that drove you to create this could be your use case for why you developed it with your experience, which I think would be great. And then also it's a .com versus a .org. Are you, so to your business model, like what do you, could you be a .org? Would that make more sense if it's a self-service knowledge base? I don't know. But.
Yes, I don't know either, but I think, the revenue would be coming from the people that want to sponsor pages and all. And so we've really focused on building people coming to it. I have not been focusing on any money right now, but that's where the next stage is. But right now we've been trying to drive people there because everybody wants to know how many visitors you have and all. I mean, they won't even give you $1 without, knowing
the numbers.
That's the struggle, right? Is that so eventually we will have, we hope to have.
No, we will have. You had it right the first time. We will have. For sure. No, I thought it was great, and I love the idea again, even without the demo, because it was obvious to us that it wasn't happening. Every morning check in with us as your home base, because we'll give you the rundown. I think you could almost make it a time saver too. Like we'll give you. Or really force that out with your verbiage in the end. Like we'll save you time by coming to our space every morning to get the daily run.
Great. Thank you, Scotty.
It was great. I'm good to see you again.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Scotty. And that gets us to Michael. And Michael, as always, has put in a couple of valuable comments into the chat box as well. Michael, please take it from here.
Absolutely. Debbie, it was great to see you again. And as those have mentioned, I think the words and the content that you had were very good in terms of how you were presenting the content. I noticed a marked difference between when you started while you were reading the content versus when you went to the demo and your natural personality came out because you weren't reading. You were talking about stuff and it was very natural and you were excited about it. Similar, bright, excited kind of voice in both instances, but one of it is reading versus the other is you just telling your story and being there. So I when you watch this over again, see if you can see what I was talking about in terms of that difference between when you were reading versus when you were presenting your demo. Along with Rick's comments I mentioned in the chat here, if you are going to be looking at this as we're not like LinkedIn or not like some of these other ones, identify why, that whole targeted thing. You have 13 million IT managers on LinkedIn and wherever, and they have their feeds are full of other stuff too. There's a ton of other things that people share on LinkedIn that their friends or their people they're connected with are going to share because it's not all IT related. And as you're looking at this, identify this is really focused content to help keep you on track and keep you apprised of things that are coming along online. So other than that, I think, like I said, I really appreciate your energy, and I think you did a great job in being able to describe that. And I'm really glad actually that the demo didn't show, and that you can go back and look at it because you did feel like you were just yourself. And I think I really appreciated seeing you in the presentation today.
Thank you, Michael.
Excellent. Thank you as always. And we also had Curtis Mickelson join us, but you didn't see the pitch. So it would be an exercise in futility to ask you for feedback, but welcome to Pitching Zone.
Yeah, thanks. Nice to meet you all. I'm down in Orlando, Florida. It would be a kind of bizarre thing. I could sort of infer what I think Debbie's solution is just from the comments I've heard about.
Well, I would actually like to try something totally new because we have 10 more minutes left. So, Debbie, if you are up for this is something totally new, totally unusual. We may never do this again, but are you up to do another pitch? and try to show us the demo?
Sure. Would you want me to start from the beginning or start
From the beginning, because I also want to see the difference, especially after Scotty's feedback about the voice and how quickly you integrate a few of the suggestions. Some of them will take much more to integrate, of course, but I'm just curious whether we already see a difference between the first pitch you gave today and the one you are going to give now.
Oh, well, thank you so much for the opportunity to do it twice, and I'll figure out why the darn screen didn't come up. So let me get my two screens organized here.
Yeah.
Bear with me a second.
And if you share your slides with Zoom, and then you are switching over to another window, you would need to change which window that you are going to share. So it might be better to share your desktop, and that way it moves with wherever your focus is.
That's what I think happened. I picked the one PDF as the share, and
there
then
you go.
my Alt tab, it didn't do it. So let me
exactly.
Okay, so let me
let's see. You know, impromptu. Sometimes there is a lot of learning in those kind of exercises.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to get my two screens up, and then when I share screen, hopefully I'll answer the question properly this time, right? Screen. So I just show you, I see a screen, whiteboard.
It would be the screen, but then we also see whatever is outside of the PDF window. So it might, you might just have to quickly change which window that you are sharing on Zoom. It will not be as seamless, but give it a try.
Okay. Yeah, I just was reading the advanced one. Okay, well, we'll try it, and then we'll take a minute and see if what I can do here. Can you see my screen now, right? And if I do an Alt tab, do you see that? Do you see that? Nope. So that's where, that's interesting that.
This is where you would have to go down to the share screen, that little green button at the bottom of your screen, and choose the other window. And of course, that gets a little bit of a delay, so you might have to think about how you want to do it by speaking over it. Let's see.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to start from scratch here. Good morning. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share with you Teckedin. Did you know there are over 500,000 software and IT service companies in the US alone? And LinkedIn has over 1 million chief information officers and over 13 million IT managers. So what do the two have to do with each other? Well, those millions of technology executives need information for their jobs and their companies, but they're constantly bombarded by vendors for emails and personal information. And on the solution side, many companies have great offerings, but they struggle to get their solutions and services known as they compete with paid ads and companies with deeper resources. This is why I created Teckedin. I have had a software company for over 28 years, and I struggled to get my companies known out there. And I did a lot of paid ads and automated marketing. But the truth of the matter is, if a lot of people aren't coming to your website, a lot of those marketing tools are a waste of time and money. Teckedin is built as a self-service knowledge base. So I'm going to give you a quick look here. Here is our website. Everybody see that okay? Wonderful. Okay, our site is totally open. We have tech news, analysis, trends, weekly tech snippets, webinars. And when you click on content, a lot of our site, our content pages are built like a table, so you can quickly sort and search. Now, the big difference with our site and many other technology websites is they want you to stay there. They want you to click on all these kind of things. It builds their metrics for how many pages are viewed. And their ultimate task is they want to get your personal information. But that's not how we work. We're more like your home base. So you come to our site, you can see the latest news And you get a little snippet here of what it's about. So when you click on content from our site, you're going to know it is something of interest, because you're not going to have to go visit hundreds of sites like we do to get this content. You're going to be able to come to us and then go out and then come back again. And you can do this on your time and your terms. For example, all of our content can be saved back out as a PDF here. So if you just wanted to quickly do that and take that email with all those links and save it to your own drive, you can do that. So we save you tons of time by curating and categorizing technology-only content. So in closing, I just wanted to share some of our testimonials. We just have 2 of them here. Bear with me 1 second. The first one, love your website. Fabulous resource. Thank you for making this all available for free. Amazing effort. And this one made me laugh. Awesome sauce. Thank you very much for your time today. I hope you will visit our site and give us any feedback, and please share it with your friends and family that are involved in technology.
Excellent. Thank you very much for this second round, Debbie. And I just
you.
go very briefly through every person online here, 15, 20, 30 seconds. What was your impression to the second pitch? Massimo.
Yes, 2 very quick things. One, good about the feedback, but would it make it more sense to say who said that? Of course, not the name, but like, you know, CEO of this or that, because it's like, it could be my brother or something. So it doesn't have so much. And then I've seen that in a page you say, please press Control F to find the text in the news, but it doesn't look as a professional. You already do have a search function. So how hard it is to implement it? Because like on mobile, doing Control F is can be done, but it's not the easiest thing, right? But
I think I just removed that. Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Massimo. Nathan?
Yes, I loved how you asked us if we could see the website. It's the simplest thing to do, just to double check. I liked your on your time and terms. I like that sentence. I like that grouping of words on your time. It was just nice. And then at the end, you don't need to bring a slide back up to share those testimonials. As you see that if it was a strict 3-minute pitch, just say them. No need to go back to them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent. Scotty?
Yeah, I thought the tonality was much improved and it sounded more like you. So that was terrific. I liked one of the ending things that you said was we're curating and categorizing technology-based content. And I think that would be good to hear even earlier as well, like bookend it. Yeah, yeah. No, I thought it was great. Much better. Sounded more authentic and entirely. So.
Thank you.
Love it. Love it how this works out. And Michael?
Same thing. You did a great job. Appreciate that. I would like you just to end on that praise slide or revise that praise slide so you have the praises and your contact, because the longer you keep those up, the more that I could read them. Right now, you read through a couple, and as you were reading them, I was kind of following along as you read them, but I'm trying to skip down and read the other ones that are down there, and I didn't give enough time. You read them, this is boom, and you went to the next slide. Leave them up there. And these are people who are giving you a testimonial. And if you're just wrapping things up, leave those testimonials up there and have your contact information and whatever stuff on the other side or something, like figure out how you want to do it. But that way you can leave it there as the last thing people see is, hey, people like this stuff, and here's why.
Okay, thank you.
And just to add on to that you don't have to switch your windows again for that. What you could consider is create a page on your website that says testimonials, and you're just clicking on that link. You see this big fat testimonials up, and you're doing what you intended to do without the technicality of switching windows. And then very, very quick, Curtis, now you've heard the pitch, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. What is your feedback?
I can do it in 10. Hey, Debbie. 2 things. One, a content suggestion. The word site has a kind of older resonance, kind of like, you know, Web 2.0, and you want to feel more Web 3.0. So consider calling it, instead of a site, an app or a platform or a program, something that feels a little bit more modern. That's my content suggestion. And my technical suggestion is try using something like OBS or StreamYard. These are tools that will allow you to put your face down in the corner and put your app, and you'll have multiple angles and screens. It's a more of a technical conversation, but look at those tools, either OBS or StreamYard. You can do some really neat stuff with that and integrate all these things you're trying to show. Yeah.
Thank you, Curtis.
Great. Thank you very much, Curtis. I really appreciate those last two comments. And based on those, I hope you will join us every week from now on. This is the kind of feedback that our presenters so value. And with that, thank you, Debbie, for being such a great presenter. And you know what's going to come now? Come back, because you have gotten so much more feedback, and it is an iterative process. You're never really fully done. So please take the feedback that you got today, incorporate it, and come back and show us, you know, how it's really, really done. And with that, I want to thank all of the coaches for spending your valuable time helping our presenters week in, week out. And I look forward to see all of you next week again. In the meantime,
Thank you all very much.
enjoy a wonderful time and keep safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Claudio.